in the early days of the pandemic, I would always say that when we look back at the pandemic of 2020, there's going to be a bunch of companies that we look back that say change the game. That's DeFi. America 2.0 is going to be built on blockchain, and a big part of that's going to be DeFi. And the fact that everybody was home, got stimulus checks, and was able to spend all this time to learn it and deal with it, that changed the game. And America in this pandemic was changed because of DeFi.
Amazing.
America and this pandemic was changed because of DeFi. We all stayed home and invested our stimulus checks, and guess what? There's another stimulus check of $1,400 coming up sometime next week. We can expect those payments to go into, well, of course, none other than DeFi. Guys, we're not going to have a regular show today. In fact, today we nearly didn't even have a show. I was feeling so bad over the weekend and I didn't even know how I was going to bring you guys a show. But I decided that today I have to bring you a special show. And that's because there's a sector in DeFi and in crypto that is exploding, and that we can't waste time. As a community, we need to get into this sector almost immediately if we want to capitalize on it. And if we do, then as a community, we're going to make money. If we act now, as a community, we're going to land up making a lot of money in this new sector. So this can't wait. I can't wait to share this with you. And all you really have to do is you just have to sit and watch until the end of the show. Because today, not only are we going to give you the latest scoop on this big and exploding sector, which may come as no surprise if you have been watching the show, but then we're also going to bring you some projects in the space, and then even some of your very own allocations. As always, we've done the research. We're going to bring you the best project. All you have to do is hang around. And while some of us are going to make money because we've done all this hard work, others are going to miss this. So what I need you to do, it's so simple. We've done all the hard work. We've done all the research. All you need to do is hit the like, subscribe, so that YouTube can share this content all the way down the downlines, and that this algorithm can actually pump our bags. And again, hit that bell button, hit that bell button, hit that bell button, because that bell button is effectively what reminds you when we are going live, and that tells you when we're bringing you more of this crypto wisdom, and there's a lot of this crypto wisdom coming now. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, make sure you get the notifications, and let's get on with the show, because this show is important. Let's get on with this one.
You're settling things in a nanosecond, and that's really good for everybody.
In addition to Bitcoin, which coins, if you will, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, are you a holder of? Are you a believer in?
Well, I will be publishing this soon. I am building a fairly sizable portfolio of what are called NFTs, non-fungible tokens, some digital art, some virtual trading cards. And these may sound crazy to some, but I do think that that's the next frontier of digital currency and digital assets. And so I have been building a portfolio. My decision is the team and I will announce it. We will publicize everything we own, and we will make our holdings transparent so that folks can track along and see as we buy and sell things. So that's coming in a few months.
So you know what I find absolutely crazy? That he says, well, that's coming in a whole few months and he's going to start publishing his NFT portfolio. What I find absolutely crazy is that just a few months ago, he didn't even know what DeFi was. Let's take a look at an interview with Chamat and Laura Shin. And this just shows you how quickly the movement is from being a Bitcoin maximalist to actually moving down the shitcoin hierarchy to go down to DeFi and then, of course, into NFTs. Have a look at this.
Memoriam.
And I was also curious, have you been watching what's been going on in DeFi?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
But I own Bitcoin. Boo.
Yeah, well, that's exactly how we all move down and we start buying altcoins and Ethereum. And very soon he'll be buying Ethereum, he'll be mining tokens, etc., etc. But guys, let's get back to the show and let's talk about this new sector that's absolutely, absolutely exploding. And that is, of course, the sector of non-fungible tokens or NFTs. And this is a sector that's not only exploding, but it's bringing in a lot of traditional investors and a lot of celebrities into the blockchain space. And as the celebrities come to the blockchain space and these very famous traditional investors, what happens is this downline of their followers is starting to join them in the DeFi space. And when that happens, they're creating almost like their very own network effect. And this sector, of course, is non-fungible tokens. And by the end of the show, not only will you be a non-fungible token expert, but you'll also meet a whole lot of projects in the NFT or non-fungible token space, and we may even have some allocations for you in some exciting DeFi projects, but that all depends on you guys. If we get enough likes, if we can convince the people that are coming on the show that we're a strong community, then they might give us some tokens in their projects. So it's worth hanging around for, because I think the best comes at the end. But in the meantime, what I need you to do is to keep hitting that like button. I want to just check how many likes we've got. Let's just check where we're at with the number of likes. We have 300 likes and over 1,000 of you in the stream. So come on, guys, do your bit. I've done mine. I've spent the whole weekend researching this for you guys. I need you guys to do your bit. I need you guys to smash that like button and smash the subscribe button so we can get on with the show and talk about what is an NFT. Well, an NFT is effectively a non-fungible token. And the clue comes in the word fungible, because you get two types of tokens. One is a fungible token and one is a non-fungible token. Let's talk about the difference between a fungible token and a non-fungible token. And let's start off with a fungible token. A fungible token, or a fungible anything, is where one can be replaced for another. So if you think about Ethereum or Bitcoin or most other tokens, one fungible token can be replaced for one fungible token. If I owe you an ETH and I send you an ETH, well, then we're settled. It's the same thing with US dollars. US dollars are effectively fungible. If you've got $1 and I've got $1, we've effectively got the same thing. And that is because one of the properties of most tokens and of currencies is that it has to be fungible. One has to be replaceable for another. But then there's a new kind of token, and that token is called a non-fungible token. And that's effectively the opposite of a fungible token, which means that one is not equal to another. So I've shown you guys two great examples here. One is a diamond. A diamond is not interchangeable for another diamond. One diamond is never equal to another diamond. The next one is a stamp. Obviously, one stamp is different from another stamp. Some more examples are a ticket to a football match. My ticket to a football match and your ticket to a football match are very different. And we probably can't replace my ticket with your ticket because they have different seat numbers, which means that the two are not fungible. So in 2017, Ethereum launched a token standard for a non-fungible token. And they called this the ERC 721 protocol. And what this protocol effectively allowed was it allowed users to easily issue and mint tokens that were non-fungibles. And so the first application of these non-fungible tokens was, of course, cats. You know why? Because the internet loves cats. And let me tell you that these cats were no laughing matter. In fact, Dapper Labs, the company that created CryptoKitties, launched this application where you could effectively create and breed digital cats on the blockchain. Let's have a look at what they did. So let me tell you, those cats were no laughing matter. And in fact, within a couple of days, the Ethereum network, or that CryptoKitties application, had over 1.5 million registered users. They sold cats worth over $40 million. And the most expensive cat, I think, if I remember correctly, sold for about $300,000. But more importantly, what they showed was that you could now trade digital collectibles on the blockchain. And this was a concept that hadn't been brought to life before. Now, the same company, Dapper Labs, also created this application more recently. And I want to show this to you guys because I think this is a real game changer. So this is an application called TopShot. And effectively what it does is it allows sports enthusiasts to collect basketball highlights or moments, which are sent to them as blockchain tokens. So if you want to buy the rarest moments or the best hoops or Tyler Hero or any other athlete, you can buy these and you can own these forever. And they become yours. They're yours and no one else can take them from you because they're registered on the blockchain. And of course, they're limited edition. In my mind, this is going to be a multi-billion dollar industry or specifically this play. And in fact, this has become so big that the company that created this, Dapper Labs, actually had to create their own blockchain because they realized that they can't keep using Ethereum because of the slow speeds and the high gas fees. So they created a whole new industry, and they recently raised over $250 million on a valuation of $2 billion. Now, the success of this sector of the industry is being watched by all the billionaires. You saw Chamat saying that he's now building a portfolio of NFTs. Let's listen to what Mark Cuban said, and this is about a 2 or 3 minute clip, but really worth watching.
What I said was when I collected stamps, I started out just because my mom got me involved with it. And it was cool, right? You learn history. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I would go to stamp shows and I realized the inefficiencies of the market. Like literally I could start at one end of a stamp show and buy a stamp for 50 cents because that stamp dealer valued it at this grading, right? And then walk down the hall and that a different dealer would value it at a higher grading and it was worth 100 times as much. But what I learned that's applicable is one, you have to deal with grading, right? Is it, what's the quality of the stamp? You have to deal with protecting it, right? Because if my little brother's got a hold of it, it's over, right? You have to deal with physically selling it and transporting it, right? And then you have to deal with buying and selling it, the actual, transaction. That's a whole lot of pain points that could go wrong. Particularly the physical side, they tear, they this, they that, right? And then when NBA Top Shots came along, I initially that's ridiculous, right? Like everybody, it was just like, I'd rather have the card. And then I realized, wait, if this is all about being an investment, I like the idea that I have a Luka Doncic moment. I have that sense of ownership, just like if I have a Luka Doncic training card, which, I've got a bunch of right here, it's cool that I can hold it, but I never hold it except, when I do these Zooms, right? And so there's no value to being able to hold it or put it up on the wall. And so I have all the sense of ownership of a stamp or a trading card with none of the hassles. It's there. I can show it to somebody and the people will say, well, there's that same video elsewhere on the net. Well, there's that same Luka Doncic picture everywhere on the internet too, right? So that's not an argument. And I can put it up on a marketplace. I can see what it's worth. I don't have to worry about grading, and I can transact like that. And because you're using Flow, and Dapper, the volumes kind of create problems, but it's supposed to happen immediately. And and it's the same with any other digital good as well. And like I said earlier, with other digital goods, once it goes into the marketplace, I can keep on getting paid. That's the ultimate, oh my God moment ever. That's where you say, oh shit, this is going to be so much better selling. Like if I'm a musician, if I'm a photographer, I've got a company that distributes movies. We're figuring out a way at some point, the Dallas Mavericks with tickets, right? So that when that ticket gets sold again and again and again, I get paid 15, 20, 30% every single time, and 30% may be high, but we don't want people to resell it, right? We want people to buy it and use it. So it might even be higher than 30%. And so that ability is crazy important. And that's what people aren't seeing yet. And that's why I think,
well, that's what most people aren't seeing, but we're going to show this to you here. So again, let's listen to what Mark Cuban's actually saying. He's saying, look, as someone who sells an original painting, in the old days, once you've sold your art, you really have no idea where it goes, and there's no way that you can keep monetizing it. But now by making it blockchain assets, effectively every time that the asset is transferred, not only do you know where the asset currently sits, but also you can get a little piece of commission every time this happens. So imagine that you buy a concert ticket, or that you're an artist and you release a concert ticket. Every time that concert ticket changes hands, until eventually it lands up with the one person who's going to the concert, you can get more and more revenue every time it changes hands. And so you replace this whole black market dealing of tickets and people inflating ticket prices without passing any of those increased prices back to the artist, who actually deserves to get much more of the revenue. Also, another application is actually bringing these blockchain NFTs to real world assets. And this is something that we're going to begin to see specifically on diamonds and like high value items like Louis Vuitton handbags. Imagine every Louis Vuitton handbag had some kind of token attached to it. And we used that token to prove the authenticity and prove who the owner was. Well, number one, we wouldn't have counterfeits anymore. And number two, we wouldn't have thefts anymore, because if you don't have the certificate, you don't effectively own the item. And I think that that's one of the most exciting applications of NFTs. Also, our friend Elio Trades, as you know, is launching an NFT platform for video gaming. And Superfarm promises to be one of the most exciting applications in the space. So guys, bottom line, this space is about to explode. And as a community, we need, for the rest of the week, to learn how to make money in the NFT space. And we do that by speaking to the biggest experts in the space. And that's exactly what I've got for you guys here today. And let me tell you, I met my next guest in around 2017 or 2018 when she was part of a Techstars program and she was pitching a video gaming platform with NFTs. She was a maverick then, and I've been following her progress, and she's a maverick now. So to get her on the show is an absolute treat. And guys, I want to introduce you all to Marguerite. Marguerite, welcome to Crypto Banter. So excited to have you here.
Hi, Ren. Yep.
I see you've been potting up a storm in my hometown of Miami without me.
Yes, having fun.
So are things back to normal there? Did you find that like the clubs are open, the restaurants are open, and everything's back to normal, or do they still remember that there was this virus going on there?
People are taking Ren, are you getting?
I'm getting a little bit of feedback from you.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have headphones.
Okay, go for it. As long as you turn down your volume when you speak, I think it's great.
Okay, so here everyone's taking the mask, but yet and out people there's so much outdoor dining. So it's like normal life here.
I'm still getting feedback, so I think the solution is that you got to really reduce your volume so it doesn't feed back into your speakers, and then I guess that way we can do it. Because I want to get into the meat of everything, and I guess the meat of everything is talking to you about this whole exciting world of NFTs. I think you're one of the earliest people in the game, and I think you started playing around with video game technology to do it. And I guess I want to find out from you how the market has progressed and whether you're still as excited about the video game application or whether there are better applications today that our users should look at investing in.
The games is one strategy. You know what, Ran? I'm gonna jump on my phone for you. If you want to carry on for like 5 minutes, I'm gonna do something.
No problem. All right, so while Marguerite's jumping onto her phone, what we're going to do is I want to show you guys a new exchange, a centralized exchange that actually focuses on selling non-fungible tokens. Have a look at this. Let me quickly jump the screen here and show you guys a exchange called Nifty Gateway. And what Nifty Gateway effectively does is it allows people to post digital art and allows people to buy the digital art, exactly like we used to buy normal art at art galleries. Well, I guess Nifty Gateway is what we could call an online art gallery that sells digital art. Now, have a look at the prices here. You can buy digital art for $12,800, and it's a piece of digital art of Elon pointing at the Doge dog. You can see this. You can see a whole lot of other digital pieces of art. And these guys are doing some serious turnover. And in fact, we're trying to get one of the founders on the show. He may actually join the show sometime later today to talk to you about the growth of digital art. But these guys are not the only ones. There's another company called Super Rare, which is a slightly more decentralized exchange. And they're also doing in the millions of dollars every month selling digital art, which means that for you guys, for our community, if you are creative and you want to start selling your digital art, you may be able to get in pretty much first. I'm going to try and add Marguerite back to the stream. Marguerite, are you back on the stream? Let's see that. Are you back on our stream? Let's try that again. Are you back?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Fantastic. Love that. Okay, so we can hear you. All right, so you started off in the application of video games. I remember it was about 2018 or 2019 when you part of the Techstars program. Tell us what's happened in the NFT space since, what's got you excited. I've always seen you as the go-to person for this whole NFT space.
We've seen this is the NFT explosion right now. So we're having content creators from basically all walks. Just Ryan, I'm still getting feedback.
I can hear you perfectly. Perfectly.
Okay. So anyways, we've had content creators from all areas. We have people, musicians. We have audio NFTs. We have composable NFTs. We have interactive NFTs. We have game assets. We have fine art. We have high-end collectibles. We have rarity and scarcity in that front, and then also on the game assets we have a different type of use case with NFTs with utility. So I mean, this space, it's not just NFTs, it's not fine art. We're talking about basically content on the internet. Every form you can think of. Being able to be monetized and having an access from the content creator to the consumer directly. So in the same way we saw Bitcoin go from the user to the network with no bank. We're seeing the same thing on that mass scale with content.
Okay, now what was the catalyst for this explosion? Like I know it was quite a slow start and NFTs weren't seen as a real market or whatever. What happened recently that all of a sudden everyone is so enthusiastic on NFTs? What was it that caused this explosion?
It was a slow drip. I think what we're seeing in space, both DeFi and NFT, they were separate last year, and then you basically have money Lego ecosystem that happened with DeFi. Meanwhile, you had content creators slowly starting to make money last year. Right before the bull ring, I'd say there was a year when we were during the bear market. Content creators were still growing that space. They were a little bit outside of the impact of the bear market. But as people noticed these sales, they brought each other's friends. So now we have people like people. We have James White, Signal Noise, who I've been a fan for a long time. So we have big artists coming in and making incredible sales in ways they've never seen before. You had Blau, who's a musician. And these artists are making sales where they, for example, on Spotify, if you had a million streams, you'd make very little money in comparison to these NFT sales. They're seeing a way to launch their careers and almost actively act as labels for themselves. So yeah, I guess a network effect.
I'm struggling to hear you, but I do want to carry this on, and I think we'll arrange for an interview with you later this week. But I just want to get a take from you. Today, if you were to pinpoint the 3 hottest projects in this space, what would they be?
Projects to watch right now. So async art. It's about interactive NFTs. And there's Beyond NFT, which is basically a developer sandbox where you can produce NFTs directly from code. So generative artists. I would pay attention to people interacting with NFTs in creative ways where the actual NFT is the artwork. And then again, Audius. There's Avogati, which is playing with compound basically at DeFi and NFTs.
All right, so look, we can't hear you properly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange to pick up this discussion slightly later in the week, and we must have you properly when you're in your desk and you got your podcast mic, and we'll arrange to do it properly. So thanks for hopping on, and we'll try and get you back at the end of the week or later on in the week. Thank you for hopping on.
Thanks, Ran.
Alrighty, so let's move on to the next part of the show. And I promised you last time we had a Coach K who mentioned an exciting project, and of course that project was called Splyt. I don't know if you guys remember, but when he mentioned the project called Splyt, I got super excited. I said it was one of the most exciting projects that I've ever seen. And that was because they were using NFTs for a slightly different use case. The use case that these guys were using NFTs for was to manage inventory systems for people who were selling on multiple platforms. So if you were selling on Spotify and on Amazon, and you wanted to manage your inventory to make sure that your inventory didn't get sold on Spotify and on Amazon at the same time, you could actually use an NFT to do that. And so what I've done today is I've got the team from Splyt on the line with us all the way from Los Angeles. We've got Cyrus and we've got Lindsay with us. Welcome to Crypto Banter, guys. So good to have you guys here. Excited. And that is because when I heard what you guys were doing, I thought it was the hottest project that I'd seen in a long time. So why don't you tell the audience exactly what this project is about? And I'm going to hand it over to Cyrus. You can kick off.
All right. Thanks, Ran. Definitely excited to be here too. I am hearing a little bit of echo. One second. Hello?
Maybe can you hear us?
The other girl had an echo.
All right. I'm just going to have to deal with this echo.
I wonder if the echo's on my side. Just give me 1 second. Let me try and turn down the echo. How's that? You still hear an echo?
Oh, that's a little better. Okay.
All right, so there we go. So sorry, the mistake was actually on my side. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what you guys are doing in the NFT space, because I think that the application that you guys have done in the NFT space is the smartest thing that I've ever heard.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for having us on your show. We're big fans. We're really excited to be here. And let's just get to business. So how this all started was, I used to be an e-commerce expert, and I got into the crypto space in 2014 and was a first follower of ETH back in 2016. And one thing I thought about was how one of the value propositions of Bitcoin and blockchain was to prevent the double spend, right? You cannot send one Bitcoin to two people. And I thought about how you could use that same application, that same solution for other real world problems. And one of the issues that I was running into as an e-commerce expert was, the double sell is what I call it, selling on multiple affiliate sites, like you mentioned yourself. So did we lose Rand?
I'm here. Right. You haven't lost me. Go on.
Yeah. So what we thought of is how can we capture that same vision that Satoshi had from preventing double spend in another problem in e-commerce. And NFTs didn't exist back then. Josh and I, when we first got together in 2016, started putting together this non-fungible token concept idea. There have been a few of them out there, but the 721 standard didn't get accepted through the EAP process by Dieter until 2018. So it was really exciting to be able to, apply, one of Satoshi's visions to another use case besides, just Bitcoin, and the rest is history. Really excited to be here to showcase how NFTs could go beyond collectibles.
Let's understand this. The real world problem that we are solving here is that you have vendors all around the world who are selling their products on multiple platforms, Amazon, Shopify, and then multiple other platforms. And the problem is that they have one warehouse or one bunch of inventory which sits somewhere. And if you sell something on Amazon and at the same time you sell it on Shopify, then you've double sold the item. So you've got like a double spend. Is that, am I seeing it?
That's exactly the cleverness behind what we've built, and really exciting to be able to showcase it now that, NFTs could go beyond, like I said, those collectibles. Yeah, absolutely right. And the second thing we solve is in affiliate marketing, right? So the reason why you have it on multiple sites is to maximize your chance of selling your item. And those sites collect a fee, a commission. Here's the question though. If I drive traffic from my site to your site, how do I know that item was sold? Right? If this affiliate type of deal. And there's counterparty risk in those types of transactions. I have to trust you to be able to say, yes, this is my database, this is my system, and that customer you sent me actually bought something. And in return, I'm going to give you a commission. Well, what we do with that NFT that we then disperse amongst all those stores, and it traces, and if it sells on one, it disappears on others. We let the brand, the seller, attach a bounty to it. So if another store has that product and it sells, that bounty is programmed into the NFT. So then the affiliate will know with 100% certainty that item was sold. So they don't have to necessarily trust the counterparty in that transaction. They know within the protocol that if their efforts led to a transaction, they will get the money back, all programmed via the blockchain and smart contracts. So it's actually a 2-for-1 punch.
Solving two things for one punch. Lindsay, when I then buy the item as a buyer, do I then get the blockchain token or that same NFT as the ownership certificate, as the guarantee certificate, as everything else that goes around with it?
You would. And the value of that too for both parties is, let's say you buy a Chanel bag or you buy like a hyped up sneaker and you want to go resell that. Now you have that and it's going with that product. And then on the benefit of the brand can actually watch the entire lifeline of that product, how it maintains value, if it goes up, if it goes down, if people are still buying it 10 years from now, or if its value only lasts a year. So I think that the information that we're bringing back to both parties, we're completely dismantling the fraud side of things, knockoffs, people not knowing if their eBay Xbox is real or not, and then also for the brands to be able to hold that information is really going to change things.
Okay, hold on. I want to understand something. So this sounds great. I've heard a lot of great ideas. As you know, I hear great ideas every day. Every day I get pitched with 1,000 great ideas. Is this an idea or is this a reality? Like, in other words, is this thing actually working?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, and we've already beta tested it, and then we're hard launching with Maison Du, which is a luxury brand that will be like a partner company, and that's specifically catered toward the luxury industry, who will probably see the highest benefit to that ENFT lifeline attachment, and then also it's the biggest e-commerce market and the space where everything kind of trickles down from in regards to influence. So we are very excited to be launching with a very strong network in that market space.
Okay, but let's say that I hear about your amazing protocol and I want to implement your amazing protocol in my luxury goods store, which is called Apple, and I'm selling Apple phones. Can I just go and download or utilize your platform and basically all of a sudden allocate ERC 721s or NFTs to each one of my inventory items? Is it that easy?
Yeah.
Yes, so
that's kind of the beauty of what we're doing. A lot of blockchain technology is pretty much just built out for that niche audience within the blockchain community. We are building something out that's going to be completely invisible on the back end. So if you want to know about it, it's there, but it's pretty much a plug and play. So if you have a Shopify store, you download the app, you plug it in, everything gets attached to an ENFT, and it's just working seamlessly from there. And we believe that's probably the most important aspect of what we're doing, is because this technology is amazing, but it's not yet been integratable into real world situations. So we're crossing that bridge, and we're excited to see what happens.
All right. Sorry. I need you to give me like a straight yes or no answer. Like, if I have a store on Shopify, can I use in the next 30 days, will I be able to use your technology in my store on Shopify?
I'd say in the next 90 days, but I could show you right now if you just want to see a little sneak peek.
No way. Okay, no, I want to see this. And guys, for you guys in the comments, I know you guys are begging us to get Marguerite back. I just want to show you that she's back. There's no more echo. And as soon as we're done with this, she'll be back and we're going to have the best discussion ever around NFTs. Everyone's saying, yeah, get her back, run. The other lady had an echo. They were begging. Here we go. This is not me making it up. So here she is. She'll be back as soon as the interview's done, I promise. So, Cyrus, you got me all like, yeah, I got to see this. I want to see that this is real. I just have to see that this is real.
All right. No worries. I can share my screen, right?
Go for it. Share your screen. There's a button at the bottom they called share screen. Hit the button that's called share screen, and I'll bring your screen up.
All right.
And guys, if you are watching this, we're actually going to beg Cyrus and Lindsay for an allocation for our community at the end of this. But we're only going to beg if we get over like 1,500 likes. So we've got a long way to go. Smash those likes, smash those likes, smash those likes, and then we can have a reasonable discussion around getting you guys some kind of allocation. All right, I'm adding you to the stream. Okay, so do you want to share? There we go. I can see that. If you want to make that window a bit bigger.
All right. So I'm just going to show you a quick little sneak peek. All of this stuff is still in development. I wasn't sure we were going to be doing a demo today.
Okay, but, I mean, this is not GIFs. You're actually showing me a working product, because I've seen a lot of these.
Yeah, this is a actual Shopify store that if I go and then click on it, this is one of our test stores that we use. I mean, we love Cacao Friends. One of our developers is from South Korea. So it's just a little thing we do internally. But this is a real Shopify store. Yep. It's a real working store. And then, we go into apps, and then we'll see the Splyt app. And remember, this is a pre-prod environment, so it's going to ask me a few questions here. It's not going to look like this on the actual final product. But we are now in the Splyt app. You'll see some of these items on our Splyt shoppable NFT catalog. So these are items that have been uploaded from other Shopify stores or this store. So it's as easy as clicking a one button saying upload your products to the blockchain. And then it shows you all the products that you have within your inventory system. You could batch process this by selecting all, or you could just pick one. So I'm going to pick this bangle bracelet, and I'm going to click add. So it's going to take me down to, there's a bangle bracelet, here's the price. It's going to take a couple tokens to stake, and you need these tokens in order to prevent spam. We don't want people to spam our network with fraudulent inventory. So we ask them to stake a little bit of tokens, and they get those tokens back on a successful transaction. And this is the bounty, like I said, you could add, which is really important. Brands right now, they're paying 60 to 80% of their first transaction's value, the customer acquisition cost, to acquire a customer, and they pay that to like advertisers like Google or Facebook to run their ad campaigns. So I got to pay up front, and then it's going to cost me about $60. Now with Splyt, we let you name your own customer acquisition cost. If you want to pay 15 or 20%, which is half of whatever the industry standard is, or less than half, you could do that, and you don't have to pay until the transaction's actually made. So there's reducing risk on the brand side, and on the buyer side, that you're going, on the affiliate side, that you're going to get paid. So you're not worried about getting paid up front, because we have perfect attributions using NFTs on the blockchain technology. So anyway, back to the demo here.
If you press upload to blockchain, you're minting an NFT.
Yeah. We're gonna make this NFT. It's gonna take just about a minute, but we uploaded the product to the blockchain.
Man, so every time I speak to you, I don't sleep that night. This is becoming an ongoing problem. Every time I speak to you, you get me so excited. I mean, guys, are you watching what I'm watching? Yeah, like these guys are creating a plugin to the biggest shopping platforms in the world, which allows them to mint NFTs in seconds and allocate them to stock items, which basically solves one of the biggest problems in online retailing. Guys, are you watching this?
Right. Are you ready to see this? Look, the bangle bracelet I just uploaded, I could view this transaction on Etherscan, and just 43 seconds ago, we created a NFT, an e-commerce NFT on the blockchain. Hey, you know what? I'll even show you a little more. You want to see a little more, man?
I don't know if I do, man. I don't know if I've got I need to take my tablets, man.
All right, look, I'm going to log into another store. I'm going to log into an Splyt affiliate store. We were in another store before, so I'm going to log into an affiliate store. And if you look, this is a different store now, right? Totally different than this store.
Yes.
Now, if I go into apps again, I go to Splyt. Again, pre-prod environment, so bear with me.
I must say, at one stage, I thought this sounded so good that you must be at least 3 years away. But I'm seeing that you're about 3 months away, which worries me.
So look, we need it right now, so we're fast tracking.
Yeah, we're innovators. We love to build, test, innovate, produce. We love building products. It runs in our DNA. So this bangle bracelet shows up on a brand new website, brand new Shopify store. And if I click it, I could see the original owner's wallet address. I could save it to my Shopify store. And then that's how easy it is to use our protocol, right? It just works natively as if you were using your Shopify system the way you're used to. There is no behavior modification. And like Lindsay was saying, this is all on the front end. The back end is what the NFT magic works, and people don't really need to know. They just need to trust it. So we stand for trust and transparency. When you're doing an online transaction and it's powered by Splyt, right? You're going to be in a system that's fair and secure, and you're going to make sure you're going to get a product.
You know where the products come from. You know the product's not going to be double sold. You've got a proof of ownership, and therefore you've got a guarantee. You know exactly which affiliate took and how much they took along the way. So you don't feel like you've been raped by a whole lot of affiliates. You've basically solved the problems of online retailing with one application. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yes, we're really excited about it. But at the same time, we're a little nervous, right? That there is a lot that we could do for society, and we just want to make sure we're doing a proper QA. Like you said, this has been development for 3 years. We first came up with this idea in 2016. We had a proof of concept in 2017 that we ended up building out more through 2018. 2019, we came up with how can we bring this awesome technology into the masses, to critical mass. And that's what we really cared about. We wanted to be the first widely used blockchain product, like beyond just the crypto retail that we have. But we wanted it to be accessible and available just to everyday people that maybe haven't been initiated to blockchain technology yet. And I feel like this is the first step that we could take to raise the awareness of society, to get us into a better paradigm of how to transact and have governance online.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, let's get to nuts and bolts here, because I've got a community that's screaming, and basically they want to know how they get their allocation. You knew I was going to put you on the spot. You just didn't know. So the question is, how do I get my community? They've all heard about this amazing project. This is now the second time we've had it on the show in less than a week. And the community want to be involved. So how does my community get involved, and how do we get my community to participate somehow in your project?
Yeah, great question. So, we are in the process right now.
Lindsay, why don't you tell us? Because I think I'm the negotiator here. And
honestly, that's worse for your community. She's much more of a hard ass than I am.
Then you tell us.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
No, you can take it. You started. It's yours.
Rand, we love you. We love your community. We love anybody who's also crypto supporters. So we'll work something out for sure. We have our whitelist ending this week. I cannot confirm anything today, but I will promise you that, this week you and I will sit down, we'll come up with something really special for your community. And maybe just, we're the NFT guys, so maybe we'll also put in a couple little twists in there just to make it that much more special and rare. But we'll come up with something for your community, for sure, man.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to distribute a Google form to put my entire community on the whitelist. You guys are going to get inundated.
Are we about to double our whitelist?
We're about to double your whitelist because of it. Guys, you have an amazing product. You got me very excited. I mean, my community knows I haven't got this excited about a project for a long time. In fact, the most excited that I've been. I'm also super excited about your tokenomics, and I'm super excited about the team behind it. So you've got us as supporters, and we're going to stay in touch with you. And especially closer to launch, I want to stay in daily contact with you guys. I want to know exactly what's happening, and I want to make sure that our community actually becomes your community. Guys, I know it's also early in the morning where you are, but we're going to carry on with the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. We love you. Bye.
Bye, guys. And guys, as you guys asked, by popular demand, I had nothing to do with this. Marguerite, we got you back. So sorry. We had the echo on our side, but now you're back, and I guess we can have a decent conversation about this world of NFTs.
All right. Yeah, let's try it again.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so we've got this world where anyone who's a creator, even though before they were creating things and not actually being able to monetize it or sell it or follow the progress of it, they can now tokenize it and sell it. And we've seen this on many of these super rare and nifty gateway where people are creating digital art and selling it for thousands of dollars, if not even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you think that this is just the beginning, right?
Well, you have some CryptoPunks. So CryptoPunks actually came before CryptoKitties. And currently we're seeing some CryptoPunks with offers for $1 million on them, which is insane. They're basically just digital avatars.
Digital avatar selling for $1 million. I need to get something to understand something. When I have a piece of art, I display it on my wall at home or on my wall at a gallery, and all my friends look at it, and that kind of makes me proud. And I look at it, and I get this warm feeling. What's the use case for digital art? Like, you know, I get when something's up on the wall. Where people may be skeptical is, what's the use case for digital art?
Well, in the same way that, I mean, the way that with NFTs, they come with a unique ID with the token, right? And it acts like a signature in a sense. So the difference between just, let's say, a poster of some artwork to enjoy on your wall or on your wallpaper of your computer, like you can do this today with art in general, but it doesn't stop the fact that people really enjoy collecting directly from artists, physical paintings. And now the fact that you can do it with the verified digital signature of the verified asset from the artist, people are very much enjoying the experience of having that relationship with these content producers. And it can span from artists to even I know it's not particularly art, but even influencers with content that they're producing for, like Rand, you could turn this video into an NFT and your fans could buy it.
Well, maybe we should do that. I think it would be a lot of fun. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of celebrities, old age celebrities or real world celebrities coming in and starting to sell memorabilia, recorded content, created content to their fans in the form of an NFT. And when they're doing that, they're bringing this their whole fan base into the world of crypto and starting to sell this new kind of collectible. I'm seeing a big trend in video games. I'm seeing skins. I'm seeing a whole lot of characters, et cetera, in video games. And I know to that end, you have a project that does the same thing.
Yep. So on the gaming front, Neon District is a free-to-play blockchain game. So it took a few years. We've been developing it for 3 years. The vision is to have an onboard, like a large funnel where you can onboard just a regular user, where they don't have to do like a monetary investment. If they don't want to, they can still experience NFTs. And it's actually through the gaming platform that the NFTs become more unique and leveled and specialized. It's an RPG. So if you're familiar with RPGs as a game genre, it's all about specializing and character development, weapon assets crafting. So that's all a part of the gaming application, and it's being used as the vehicle to drive the value. So instead of the model of us saying there's only going to be 5 swords ever, and these are the stats that they have, they're powerful stats. Instead of that, it's that the player can start with a level 0 sword, and through strategy and winning and earning an in-game currency that's non-transferable, they funnel that into the assets, level the assets, and then compete to become the best team.
And talk to me about adoption of, I mean, these are all great ideas, and we're seeing in the form of digital art, we're seeing, I would say right now, probably hundreds of millions of dollars starting to flow into digital art as of like probably a month ago. What's happening in the video game sphere? And the reason why I ask is, you're into this. One of our good friends, Elio Trades, he's launching his Super Farm platform. He's exceptionally bullish on the video game. What are the numbers here? Like how many non-fungible tokens are being sold in video games at the moment?
You know, I actually don't know the metrics for other games and how many are being sold at the moment in real time. I would say like games to watch are Gods Unchained, Sandbox, some of these veteran teams, obviously Axie Infinity. We're seeing, so for example, with layer 2 support now, we're seeing Skyweaver move over to Matic. We're moving over to Matic, or sorry, not moving, we're on Matic right now live. And then there's a couple of Avagachi with their ghost tokens. What's happening on Matic is, for example, in a week, we minted 23,000 NFTs from the players playing, like interacting with the game, and it costs less than $1 in gas. So the reason why gaming hasn't exactly taken off in the way everyone feels like it should have yet on Ethereum is because that user experience friction with those high expensive transactions are a barrier. So as we're actually launching now on Matic, and OpenSea, which is one of our NFT marketplaces, is about to roll out support for the Matic marketplace. So it will feel just like the Ethereum experience when you shop on OpenSea, but things will be tagged as Matic. And so for the user, they won't really know, like they don't need to have those technical prowess to understand that they're moving and migrating across these two different networks, but it's just going to be cheaper. Your games are going to be probably on these type of layer 2 solutions. And that's when we're going to really see gaming take off. It's because we're not talking about one transaction with a high-end piece of art where it's okay to have $150 in gas fees. Maybe you can do that for one time. But anytime you want to upgrade or craft your assets, like for example, Neon District, it would be very expensive if it was on Ethereum mainnet, because we do things like composing during crafting. You have 5 different NFTs that you fuse together at once. You play, like you can transfer a whole party of characters out. That would be very expensive. When I do, I have a chess project where I've made 3D web files that are NFTs for chess developer, people that want to make chess games. And when I have a whole chess set and I transfer that, the gas is like, it can go upwards of $1,000 to transfer all of those as one bundle.
And why is everyone not just moving to Ethereum layer 2? I mean, if you want to stay in the Ethereum ecosystem, it just makes so much sense to go onto a Matic or a second a layer 2 solution. Why isn't everyone just going onto layer 2? What's the complication around, changing your code or going onto a Matic?
So Matic actually is there's no friction for the developer. It's actually all the same. So everything that you're supporting on Ethereum, and that's why you're seeing a lot of game projects move to Matic, is because it's so much just already what they've done. Other networks like maybe Near Protocol or Flow, Flow has a different language, cadence. So for the smart contract, so there's a little bit of a learning curve there. Doesn't mean that they're not going to have, obviously NBA TopShots is wildly successful. So it's not like I'm sure they're going to be attracting developers and community around their project. But the transition for the Ethereum community, which has such a strong developer network effect, Matic is a very easy move. And I think we are seeing that move, Ran. Those projects are starting to flock. And actually, it's not Matic anymore. What's it called? It's Polygon. They've renamed it to Polygon.
They had their big rebrand. You spoke of NBA TopShots. Do you think that NBA TopShots is like a game changer? I must say, when I saw NBA TopShots, to me that was like, wow, that is a way to own a piece of sport history, to own your share. That could bring in the entire sports world into blockchain. Did you have the same, when you saw it, did you have that same aha moment?
I didn't just see it. I was a beta tester. And so early on, I
told you, she's my go-to person because she knows NFTs. She knows NFTs.
But I spent too much ETH at the time. And when, ETH, it was still the bear market. And it was fun then. It was still a little buggy because we were early. So they've been really working on their user experience. And what's interesting about NBA TopShots is everything is priced out in dollars. And even when you cash out assets, it's into USDC. And you can also exit as a wire transfer into your bank account. So the Dapper team has really taken an approach here to appeal to the mainstream user and use things that they're familiar with, like not having this expectation that they need to know what an NFT is. I'm not even sure that they use the word NFT on any of their copy on their website. But it's actually very fun. So when I went back to my collection, I immediately I had worked with the community to help identify which were my valuable assets, because it's not just the rarity of the asset. Now we're talking about the player themselves. Like this player of this asset might have a larger fan base or just be more popular. So it's not just rarity. It's also who the fan for the fans, with the athlete you're supporting, and also when they move teams. So you can have a player that has switched teams now, so this NFT could be outdated in a sense, but it's then memorabilia of that time they were played for this other team. And additionally from that, you have third-party developers creating experiences where you can have a lineup of 5 NFTs. There's different types. So here you can see, if you look, there are different types. So there's a block, there's a dunk. You can make a lineup of different types of these NFTs together and go compete in tournaments, basically a fantasy league of your team. And that's just the beginning. I think that this as a project is really exciting and it's a great way to engage the community. I can't believe, did I mention that one of those NFTs that I had from the early days, immediately when I was looking at it, I sold it for $4,000. And I think I have multiple assets, like the portfolio is somewhere over $50,000 from spending $600 in ETH.
Wow. So, this is a game changer in sports. All right, we are running out of time, but I want to get, I know you launched your own coin and I stumbled on the website. Tell me what I'm looking at here. Tell me about your coin, your project. this amazing digital art that I'm seeing here. Tell me more about it.
So I think earlier in our conversation, I had mentioned that DeFi and NFTs were kind of separate. So this year and last year, what we saw happen is them collide. And we used Coin as a tool to help bridge that gap so that we could have an ERC20 token to interact with our different NFT projects. You'll see there, Niftex. So Niftex is an exchange in which you can take an NFT, a high valued NFT, and shard it. So what you're doing is you're sharding it into fractional ownership of ERC20 tokens. So then on the Niftex exchange, people compete to own these shards, and you can basically make a bid on the portion of the shards or the asset itself. And if no one counterbids, then the contract auto executes, and you get to own the entire NFT. So if people sleep on this, then you can get some pretty cool NFTs. But one of the problems is the gas. So Niftex has actually moving over to Matic or Polygon as well. So the coin farm right now is kind of sidelined while we work on that transition. But it's the idea that we collect these fun art, cyberpunk themed art pieces. We would shard it. The community would stake coin, and then a few other like partner tokens that we would work with, and then you'd be basically farming these NFT shards. So Coin's been really neat. We also have a liquidity mining for Coin, in which you earn back not just Coin, but also a token called Cred, Street Cred, which is something that it's basically the underground currency that we know if you have Street Cred, you're an actual value provider to the network. So when we have sales or big auctions, sometimes we'll do it exclusively in Cred. And sometimes if you just make an offer using Cred, I'll just accept it flat out for those different supporters.
All right, amazing. So look, I wanted to ask you, we've got like 2 minutes left, your most exciting projects in the space, but I'm going to give you a caveat here. It has to be projects that our community can actually invest in. So there's a lot of projects which are super exciting, like, for example, Dapper Labs, but our community can't invest in those projects. So if you had $1,000 today and you said, okay, I want to invest in 3 DeFi projects today that are listed, the other criteria is they can't be your project, because obviously we know you're going to put a lot of money into your projects, and we love your projects. But I want to try and get a view from someone in the DeFi space, someone who knows the space better than anybody else, where she would put her money in the space.
Do you mean DeFi or do you mean NFT?
NFT.
Right. Okay. So Rand, the space I'm most excited about is the interactive NFT space. And that's in development. So honestly, you know what I would do? I wouldn't go buy an NFT. I would use $1,000 to pull together a generative artist and somebody that can code some smart contracts. And I would develop a new type of NFT and experience. If you saw Hash Masks, where they pulled together 40 artists all around the world, and also you had your smart contract engineers, and they made a composable NFT has hidden traits, is appealing visually. So the way that the art generated, in addition to how it worked as an NFT, so when you had it, you could also use an ERC20 token. You could call it the token, and you could rename the asset. There's functionality like that I think is really interesting. And how much money did they make? It was insane, like $16 million. I can't totally remember, but like if I had $1,000.
It was about $16 million. But I guess you know what you're saying. You're saying is, look, anyone can be an artist now. Anybody can be a digital artist. Anybody can make art. You can even make interactive art. It's so simple. We're in a new world, and if you've got some kind of creativity in you, and you've got some kind of use, or somehow you can create this digital stuff, you can start becoming a millionaire. And there's this big hype and rage into this digital art and this NFTs. And I think it's just the beginning.
The best way to do it the best way to learn and understand what's going to be valuable is to be a producer yourself. I swear to God, like, you will not learn faster what's going to be more valuable if you're not shipping yourself. Then you're just going to be looking at what everyone else is doing and reading, but it's so easy to mint. So if you go to OpenSea, they have a place where you can create. There's a tab on their site that says to create, and then there's Rareable as well. And OpenSea so you can mint for free. Well, you're producing an asset that could be purchased for free. And so no expense and gas on your site.
No expense, no risk. Go and produce an asset. Come on, guys. You want to do something, go and produce an asset at OpenSea. I mean, it's so simple.
Right. Yeah. And with the internet culture, NFTs are basically a toy, turning the internet into a massive playground. So if you can make a meme, if there's any way you can interact with the internet in any sort of social manner to get engagement or traction or visibility, be creative and how you go about that. And yeah, experiment with NFTs and then learn about these other projects. So some of the interactive ones to watch, there's like ETH block art blocks, async. People are doing things where an NFT can interact with you in real time based on your location and change, and also generate based on things like your wallet, whatever your wallet address is. It goes much deeper than that, but start with just minting something and then look at artists that you think are interesting and look at how they're doing it and try to replicate it. And that's going to be the fastest path to you finding valuable assets you want to invest in. And I really can't say that there's one project for everybody to go make money on, but I can say that that is going to be how you find it.
All righty. So thank you so much. Sorry about the sound issues earlier. It was an issue on our side. I'm so glad we managed to get you back because the chat was going crazy. You've been here. We'll definitely get you on again. And again, if you see anything interesting in the NFT space, we want to hear about it first right here on Crypto Banter. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All righty, guys. And that's the end of our show for today. I'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST. We're going to bring you some more coverage, some more NFTs, and of course, the biggest news of the day. And I've got some huge news for you tomorrow. Should I share the news now? Nah, I'll share it with them tomorrow. What do you think? Fred, what do you think? Tomorrow. Okay, so we'll share the news with you guys tomorrow. Big news tomorrow. I'll see you again, same time, same place. Until then, if you are trading, trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.